Semenyo, take a bow. Sykes, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He gets his first Bristol City goal. Oh, goodness me. Andy Vyman.
So Bristol City have found form and have been gathering momentum ahead of this bank holiday weekend clash up north. City are 5 games unbeaten in all competitions and secured back-to-back victories in the league, a feat which evaded Pearson's side for much of last season. Here you can see the boys arriving then at Bloomfield Road in Blackpool, home to the Seasiders. And according to Nigel Pearson in his midweek press conference, they are feeling upbeat and positive. Good afternoon and welcome to Robins TV, live from our studio here at Ashton Gate, ahead of this Sky Bet Championship clash as Bristol City take on Blackpool. Joining me in the studio for this one is Robins TV regular, 77 games and a goal for Bristol City between 1985 and 1991. Welcome, Chris Honor. You're very tan, sir. Where has this come from?
Oh, just holidays in Britain this year.
It's been a good one, isn't it?
Fantastic. Well, the best summer in 50 years. You've got to make the most of it.
And a tad of golf you've been talking about.
I did. I just told you about a great round of golf I had yesterday. Yeah, it was very enjoyable and, one of my better ones. Thank you. Well,
talking about better ones, it certainly seems that way for Bristol City at the moment. As I say, 3 wins on the bounce. Great momentum for the boys.
Fantastic. I mean, the club feels like a different place at the moment. There was a few vultures circling after the first couple of games, and all of a sudden there seemed to be a little bit of pressure on Nigel Pearson. But you know, if you looked with measured eyes at the way the club or the team were playing, you could see there was sprouts of improvement in the squad and in the team's performances at Hull and at Sunderland, and we were passing the ball a bit quicker, and there was a lot more effort and a lot more desire. And although the results weren't quite going for us, at that period in time, we've now managed to turn it around and we're getting the results I think we would deserve. And yeah, as you said, a bit of momentum, 7 points in the bag, and we're looking onwards and upwards, and hopefully with 2 really good games coming up now and the international break coming, if we keep that going, we're going to be right up there, and hopefully people will be feeling really good about the way we're playing.
Just that away clean sheet evading us at the moment. Blackpool haven't been scoring too many goals. It was like 1 goal a game up until their draw last weekend at Turf Moor. So perhaps today's the opportunity for that clean sheet, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bristol City have been crying out for clean sheets for maybe 18 months to a year now, and we've managed to get 2 at home, so it'd be nice to take it into an away fixture. You know, that's great solid base to have. You know, the back 3, back 5, as a defensive unit, we're looking a lot more stronger. And if we can take that, you can just build off the back of that. And we know we're going to score goals. We've got some really exciting young talent coming through. We've got some older heads helping them through as well. And Bristol City have got a lot to look forward to. I'm looking forward to today's game, and I'm again looking forward to Wednesday's game back at Ashton Gate, because you know, if we do well, you know, even pick up 4 points over the next 2 games, there's a lot to look forward to.
Great stuff. Thank you, Chris. For the meantime, more from Chris a little bit later on. First of all, memories of a trip to Blackpool. Yes, Toby Osborne and I had to go to a stag do in Blackpool about a month ago. It was an experience. So hopefully not too many bad memories, and creating some even better ones today. With the team news details, here is my pirate partner.
Thanks very much, Downsy. Yes, let's have a look at the sides that go toe-to-toe today. First up, Michael Appleton's Blackpool. 1 change for them. Gary Medine, last season's top scorer, comes in to replace Wolves' Loney Corbeau. Prior to the game today, Blackpool have announced the loan signing of Leeds United Poveda as well. A big boost for them, considering Bowler could move on before the end of the transfer window. At the back, Rhys Williams sits at the heart of defence, on loan this season from Liverpool. He has actually featured 6 times in the Champions League for Liverpool themselves. In midfield, Connolly will have an interesting duel today with Joe Williams, the 2 of them playing together during their Everton Academy days. Connolly went on to play once for the first team. On the bench, another Liverpool Academy graduate, Matty Virtue, among the substitutes this afternoon. Bristol City are unchanged from the 7-side derby. No rest for Cal Naismith. He's at the heart of defence again, flanked by Atkinson and Viner, hoping for a third consecutive clean sheet. It looks as though Alex Scott will be right wing back once again because Andy Weimann is fit to play. A knock that kept him out of the midweek game seems to have been shrugged off. Williams, after giving everything in the derby, is back in midfield alongside Masengo. Conway and Wells deservedly keep their spots up front. Semenyo will have to settle for the bench again on his return. He is joined by Chris Martin. Martin joined by King and James. Incredible experience on that bench today. Probably the most Bristol City have had in any of their games so far this season. They may call upon them if the game is finally poised late on. So City are unchanged from the seven-side derby victory, but the man in charge wants more of the same in terms of performance levels.
It's about us trying to put in a performance which gains us 3 points. Simple. And I think it's always important to try and reward performance. We've got a good squad mentality at the moment where players will not necessarily understand changes, but they realise with the volume of games that we do need to freshen it up from time to time. So I think the team which played against Cardiff deserves to be starting today.
There's plenty of energy and zip about that performance from the off, but also a resolute back line as well.
Yes, yeah. I mean, look, to be a success in any league, you've got to be able to do both elements of the game as a team, as a collective, both attack and defend. And the players have done that with great endeavour so far. So look, when we came here last year, it was a poor performance from us, and we want to make the most of both the conditions today and the positive mood that we have.
Looking at the bench as well, there's plenty of experience, but also ability to make changes, experienced heads as well, and that can make a difference as you get into the latter parts of the game.
The bench is always as important as the starting 11, so they all need to be ready right from the first whistle. And I mean, you never know when you're going to get your opportunity, so it's about just making sure that if there is any disappointment about not starting, that you're able to deal with it and do a job for the team.
Best of luck today, Nigel.
Cheers, thanks.
Nigel Pearson chatting to George West there at Bloomfield Road. Well, an unchanged side, Chris, a sign of confidence, obviously. Yeah,
and you've got to reward the players that have done so well over the last few weeks. They've excelled. 2 great wins, and may it continue. They've been absolutely great. You know, Conway, Wells up front. There's no need to bring Martin back in. The lads in midfield, Masengo's done great when he stepped back in. Williams alongside him. And obviously you don't want to leave Scott out, so they've moved him, or they've kept him at right side of midfield, which is fantastic. And it's great to see so many young lads coming through with a little bit of experience around them.
It's always going to be frustrating for people like Antoine, who came into the side on Wednesday night, scored a goal and is then benched. But the bench today is incredibly strong, as Toby was saying. Well,
it's a very experienced bench. I mean, it's you look at the young lads coming through, and you can almost say it's apart from a few of the lads, it's under 23s, and then you look at the bench, and it's sort of under 38s, isn't it? You've got Martin, you've got King, you've got James, all really experienced heads. They'll probably try to boss the dressing room from the touchlines and keep the players nice on the straight and narrow, but it's great to be able to call on them if they're needed during the game, or if there's any injuries, whenever. But with Semenyo, probably a little bit too early to bring him in. He needs a few more games, a few more training sessions under his belt. You don't want him to break down again because he's a valuable asset. And once he's back in the team, I'd love to see him, Conway, Wells, Weimann, Martin. I mean, what a fantastic thing to look forward to, and it's full of enthusiasm at the moment. And let's hope the next 90 minutes proves me right, and hopefully we can come away with at least a point today.
Fingers crossed, Chris. Naturally talking there about experience neatly segues us on to another man who has some great experience. 646 appearances. It's the record for Bristol City. We are, of course, talking about none other than Bristol City legend Lewis Carey. Robins TV caught up with him at a recent dinner. I think it was a lounge appearance in the Legends Lounge at Ashton Gate. Here's how it all went down.
Lewis, thanks very much for joining us here up in the Former Players Association lounge. It's lovely to see you. What have you made of catching up with former players? It must be lovely for you to come and see some old faces.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's a brilliant initiative from Scott Davison himself, who, you know, whenever we do any event, he's always said to me, he can't wait to get something put together where ex-players can come in and interact with fans, interact with each other, and just, I suppose, keep the history of the club alive. So I think the initiative from Scott and Neil Palmer and everybody involved has been amazing. What's it like to come and meet the old players is daunting at times. You know, you see lads, you know, getting older and stuff, and you see other lads who still look youthful, and you don't know where you are in that ranking. But it's amazing to catch up and, you know, hear their stories and what they're up to since playing football, and also their memories of when they were here.
And speaking of which, what have you been up to? How are you doing at the moment? Much going on sort of outside coming down to Ashton Gate?
Yeah, so fortunate enough for me, I'm involved with Southampton Football Club, and I've gone all the way from sort of under 9s up to the B team now. And generally our games are on Fridays, other times they're on Sundays, and there's a bit of a mix when they are. And our game this week was on a Friday at Stoke away, so I was fortunate enough then to be able to turn up today. But, you know, I'm working at an amazing football club with, you know, amazing young players, amazing staff, and just it's one of those where you're just in a position where you can learn every day. And I think that's the most pleasing thing for myself, and with that I still get opportunity to spend time with the family, and obviously every now and again get the chance to come down and watch the first team here play.
Sounds like the perfect blend. Talking of the first team here, strengthened over the summer, Bristol City. What do you make of their prospects this campaign? Obviously a lot of young players coming through as well.
Yeah, well, I think the first conversation was with the financial fair play, wasn't it, a little while back? You know, and I think that can cripple some clubs, and the other part that cripples some clubs is they're trying to compete and they're trying to pay wages. And I think the way that we've done it in the past and the way they're trying to do it now with the youth again, and then mixing that with senior players for signings, I think that's the balance that pushes you forward. And, you know, some of the young boys coming through at the moment, the performances and the opportunities they're getting to have a run of games can only be beneficial for them and the club in the future.
And just finally, looking ahead to the remainder of the season, do you think City can, I mean obviously last season ultimately was a bit of a disappointment in the end, but it's about those core players. Obviously Nigel has shaved down the squad to the players that he wants to work with, is much leaner in terms of numbers. Do you think we can kind of push on, maybe, you know, top half of the table, maybe even a playoff push later on in the campaign?
Very much so. I think my personal opinion is any team I've been involved in, or at any club, or when I've seen things work best, are when you've got a tight-knit, smaller squad. And, you know, the managers can get stick for probably a year, 18 months, but he knows who he wants out of the squad, and we all know it takes time, and when people are on decent money, it's hard to get them out of the club. So hopefully once he, you know, dwindles it down, he gets the size of the squad he wants and the players he wants. I don't see any reason why you can't push. I think we've all seen, say, what Nottingham Forest is an example, even though they had top players last season, the run they went on to make it to the playoffs. I think it is possible for anybody. It's Adriano Basso's one, isn't it? I've always believed. So you have to have belief, and you have to you know, genuinely believe that you can do it. And if you do, and you've got the top talent we've got coming through, senior players being added to the squad, there's no reason why you can't, no.
Lewis, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy today.
Thank you very much appreciated.
Some fantastic work that the Former Players Association are doing there. I look forward to announcing some more of those boys back onto the pitch at Ashton Gate very soon. And Lewis Carey's obviously stolen my hat. That's where it's gone to. Always good to hear from him. We'll have more with Toby on the way after the break. He's having a coffee with Andy Vyman. I bet Toby didn't pay for it. When Toby opens his wallet, even the Queen blinks. That's still to come, and of course, all the action from Bloomfield Road for our overseas visitors from 3 o'clock. Up next on Robins TV.
It's more than a game.
It's my match day ritual.
It's our walk to the gate.
It's meeting my mates.
It's nothing without our fans.
It's the ups
and the downs.
It's our young lads coming through.
It's my dream come true.
It's our club!
It's a way of life.
might not wanna get close. We a little wild war, covered in tattoos. Run it up, taking all the views. Stepping on place, feeling the fear. I know you feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black. Motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming.
When the red, red robin comes bobbing along.
The Robins, who this season have gone bobbing along right into the 2nd division of the English Football League.
The Robins.
If you've ever been to Ashton Gate in Bristol, you'll know that is the signature tune of Bristol City, the Robins.
Good afternoon, welcome back to Robins TV, live from Ashton Gate. Now, for the past 2 seasons, Andy Weimann has been an absolute legend. But how did the man from Vienna end up in BS3?
Andy, good to see you.
Hi, how are you doing? You good?
Yeah, good. Are you a coffee fan?
Yeah, I love the coffee.
Let's go and grab one. Come on. Is it part of the pre-match ritual, coffee?
Yeah, I always. Well, I've got 3 kids, so I need coffee to stay awake.
Of course, yeah.
I'm making one for you as well.
Yes, please.
You can try it if you want.
So this is me now.
Yeah,
I'll do the taste test. Served with a spill as well.
It's a bit hot. It's alright.
Yeah, it's
milky.
not bad.
It's a bit milky.
It's not bad. Are there many coffee drinkers in the squad?
There's a few. I'd think probably the ones you'd expect. Everyone with children is on the coffees, and then the young boys all on the caramel lattes, you know, the sweet ones. But yeah, I normally drink it black. But yeah.
Nice. Sign of a true athlete, that is. So Andy, after that, do you fancy yourself owning a cafe when you finish your playing career, becoming a barista?
Owning it, maybe, not so much making the coffees. Yeah, the frothing off the milk didn't go too well, but black coffee I can do, so yeah. That's all right.
Stick to life on the pitch for now. So it's been an incredible, well, I guess 18 months for you on the field. Where does Bristol City now for you? Among all the teams you've played for throughout your career, Aston Villa, Derby, Rapid Vienna from your hometown as well. What is, and how does the affinity with Bristol City fan base feel for you now? Is this the sort of heyday of your career, if you like?
I think so, yeah. I think I'll always have fond memories of obviously my time at Villa, because I came there when I was still 15 years old, came through the youth team, and I was there for 8 years, so obviously they kind of gave me my chance in England, so I'll always have fond memories of that time there. But yeah, I think this is my 5th season here now, and I love it here. Everything, the city, I love the city, the people, the fans. I feel I've got a good connection with the fans. I think everyone around the club, I get on with everyone. So yeah, I think it's the best time of my career, definitely. Yeah.
It's been such a successful time for you personally. Let's go back to where it all began for you. Of course, you started playing for your hometown club in Vienna. Who were those, I guess, early influences for you when you first started your career? Was it a family thing that sort of pushed you into football?
Well, actually, both my parents actually did athletics, so they were hurdlers, both of them. They did 100-metre hurdles. My godfather used to play for Rapid Vienna, So I was always, and my dad then, when he retired, kind of was, when I was 2 years old, he played like semi-professional, so I was kind of always on the football pitch watching him play, or well, we call him my uncle, he's not really my uncle, but so we were watching him, and yeah, from then on I was always on the football pitch, to be honest, but I actually never really played football until I was 7, and then I think it was like athletics that I did like a camp, and played football in the free time, and it was on the pitch, the local pitch, and one of the local teams kind of seen me there and said, "Oh, do I fancy coming to training?" And then, yeah, from then on it just kind of accelerated, and I was just started playing football every day then.
Do you think that athleticism within your family, I guess in terms of your playing style now, do you think it comes from that to some degree? We're used to seeing you at Ashton Gate literally giving everything from the moment the whistle blows to start a match through to the end, and that's what the fans love you for. Do you think that kind of comes from that innate athleticism with your family, and I guess the athletics with both your parents as well?
Yeah, I guess it definitely helps probably. If it's in my genes that they were very sporty, they still are now. So yeah, I've always had that. I was always in sports from the moment I was born, so that's definitely helped. Also, obviously, they knew kind of how to help me because they've been professional sports people, and yeah, like I say, it definitely helps, I think, having parents who are athletes, yeah.
And were there any, I guess when you first got picked up by, your local side, were there any sort of knockbacks in those early days, or has it always been football? Have you been fully focused on a career in the sport?
Not really. I don't think I ever thought I was going to be a footballer. I think, well, you dream of it, but you don't think, yeah, I'm going to be one. I still did tennis and athletics outside of football because, like my children now as well, we're just trying to get them into as many sports as possible. Just even if they don't become anything in that sport, I think having a sport in your childhood, I think it helps you for the future as well, being sporty and healthy. So yeah, I did loads of sports, and then yeah, I don't know, when I probably got like 10, 11, people started saying, "Oh, he's actually not bad," and then. Yeah, I just went from there, and yeah, when I was 13 I went to Rapid Vienna for 2 years, and that was obviously the biggest club in Austria at the time. Obviously now you've got Red Bull Salzburg and stuff, but back then it was Rapid Vienna, and yeah, that was then when I thought, oh, maybe I'm not bad, yeah, I'm quite good.
You're watching Robins TV with Downsy and Chris Honor, and part 2 of that interview with Toby and Andy you'll be able to see on Wednesday night. He's a legend, isn't he?
Fantastic pro. You can tell he's very calm, very confident, loads of experience now, and off the back of loads of goals last year, he can't do any wrong. So let's hope he carries on coming up with the goods, and yeah, a couple today would be very nice.
He just doesn't seem to ever stop running. Like, that guy does some mileage, doesn't he?
Well, it just goes to show, he was talking about his athletics sort of experience when he was a kid and all that kind of stuff. He's obviously been a brilliant athlete, and he's just introduced the football knowledge along the way. And he's a very fit man. And he'll probably be one of those guys who, when he retires, he remains fit all his life. He probably likes his running, it's therapeutic and all the rest of it. And I'm sure... yeah, he's just going to be one of those guys who knows what his attributes are, and he gets the most out of his career, and he's just been a fantastic pro.
Good stuff. All right, Chris, for now, thank you very much. Long may Andy Weiman's reign continue. Right, time to say goodbye to you viewers on Facebook and YouTube right now. EFL restrictions mean we can't show you the game, but you can listen online if you buy a Robins TV